In today's news, the Thai government ponders a controversial bill that would protect medical officials against any criminal charges during the pandemic. Meanwhile, the U.S. has just upgraded Thailand to the highest COVID-19 warning level, and a petition is started to stop the exporting of locally produced COVID-19 vaccine until Thailand has enough for its own people. Details on these stories coming right up. You're watching Thailand News Today, bringing you the latest top stories in Thailand. My name is Jet Gunther, and I'm now reporting from my hometown in Chiang Mai, while our other amazing host, Tim Newton, is reporting from his favorite island in Phuket. We're staying away from Bangkok, where unfortunately things are not looking that good, as you'll see from today's reports. But before we get to that, we'd like to give a warm shout out to our new Thaiger legend, Tuan Min Win, who has supported the channel by becoming a member. Thank you very much for your support, and you yourself can be a Thaiger legend as well by hitting the join button to become a member. Now on to the news. The Thai government is pondering an amnesty bill that would grant medical officials connected with fighting COVID legal protection against criminal charges to enable lawmakers and health officials to deal with the current COVID situation. The bill will also allow the officials to make tough decisions without having to face legal consequences. Here we go again. The somewhat opaque announcement did not clarify what criminal charges the medical officials were looking at before this bill. Public Health Minister Anutin Charnvirakul says the proposed draft bill would give legal protection to medical service staff, doctors, and others involved with the COVID situation so they won't have to fret about criminal charges concerning their decisions relating to Thailand's COVID situation, vaccine rollout, and related issues. The health minister says the law is intended to protect these various officials from legal battles and criminal charges as they are working very hard at tackling Thailand's COVID situation. Anutin does say the draft bill is being prepared and has not been proposed to the necessary departments. However, the Move Forward Party maintains that such a law is essentially a get-out-of-jail-free card when it comes to prosecution for top officials such as the Prime Minister and, of course, the Health Minister, who is touting that bill. Just 6.7% of Thai residents are currently fully vaccinated against COVID-19, while 23% have already received their first dose. The southern islands of Phuket and Koh Samui are the only locations where a majority of people have been fully vaccinated. Phuket launched its quarantine-free reopening to foreign tourists on June the 1st, which required at least 70% of the local population to be inoculated. Over 20 million vaccine doses have now been administered in the kingdom, with the first 10 million administered in 124 days and the second 10 million taking just 36 days. Meanwhile, 0.3% of the population has now received a third or booster shot, mostly healthcare workers. The government has pledged that most of the 1.5 million Pfizer doses donated by the U.S. will be reserved as boosters for frontline medical workers. To date, Thailand has been heavily reliant on just two vaccine brands, with 48.8% of administered doses being the Chinese Sinovac and 43.9% being AstraZeneca. 7% of the doses are Sinopharm. While officials rush to restore Phuket's reputation following the murder of a Swiss tourist, the eyes of the U.S. government are now on Thailand in managing its local outbreaks. The U.S. Center for Disease Control and Prevention is warning citizens against travel to Thailand as COVID-19 infections and deaths continue to rise. The CDC has just upgraded Thailand to the highest COVID-19 warning level, along with over 70 other locations, including Malaysia, Myanmar, and Indonesia. The center has posted an update on its website warning that even vaccinated travelers are at risk from new variants. The highly contagious Delta variant is now the dominant strain in Thailand and behind the ongoing surge in infections. The U.S. State Department has also issued level 4 warnings against travel to Iceland and France, Level 3 warnings have also been issued advising unvaccinated Americans against non-essential travel to Austria, Croatia, El Salvador, Azerbaijan, Guam, Kenya, and Jamaica. Today, Thailand has reported 19,843 new COVID-19 cases and a record high of 235 deaths. A prominent medical expert has urged the government to stop exporting locally produced doses of the AstraZeneca vaccine until Thailand has enough for its own people. Dr. Prasert Uawaragun from Sirirat Hospital's Faculty of Medicine says Thailand needs at least 10 million doses a month over the next 3 months. He says this period is a crucial point in the vaccine rollout, potentially enabling a reduction in infections and COVID-related deaths. Dr. Prasad is urging people to add their names to a petition hosted on the change.org website, which calls for a law on national vaccine security to be invoked, allowing the government to halt or limit the export of locally produced AstraZeneca vaccines. He says that despite a temporary increase in vaccine supplies due to donations from other countries and an increase in orders, Thailand could still face a shortage in the coming months. According to Prasad, Siam Bioscience can produce 10 million doses a month of the AstraZeneca vaccine. Suspending exports would mean Thailand has between 20 and 30 million doses available to inoculate its citizens over the coming 3 months. Drug officers in the Mekong Riverine Unit have seized 560 kilograms of dried cannabis and arrested 4 people in the Isan province of Nakhon Pathom, bordering Laos. Some of the marijuana had been packaged and was ready to be sent out by a delivery service, while other 404 kilograms of marijuana was found along the Mekong River bank. A team from the unit searched a home in the northeastern province's main city district and found 140 packages of dried marijuana, weighing each around a kilogram. Officers also found around 100 grams of crystal meth. 4 men between the ages of 17 and 24 were arrested. The officials also seized a Mitsubishi Triton pickup truck and a 9mm Beretta semi-automatic pistol with 35 rounds of ammo. Following the drug seizure at the home, the Mekong Riverine Unit then searched a delivery company in the district and found 20 boxes of cannabis weighing a total of 20 kilograms. Following the arrest of 2 Burmese men in the U.S. who were allegedly working with an arms dealer in Thailand to attack and potentially kill Myanmar's ambassador to the UN, the Royal Thai Police are preparing to get involved in the investigation. The deputy spokesperson for the Thai Police told reporters that the U.S. has not officially contacted them, but that they're ready to investigate the case. Last Friday, U.S. authorities announced the arrest of the 2 Burmese nationals in New York who were allegedly plotting to attack Ambassador Kaw Mo Tun, who represents Myanmar's civilian elected government, which was overthrown in the February 1st military coup. The 20 and 28-year-olds were each charged with conspiracy to assault and make a violent attack on a foreign official. The charge carries a maximum penalty of 5 years in prison. Federal prosecutors in Manhattan alleged the 2 suspects were living in New York and had been plotting the attack for over the past month. During questioning, the 2 suspects named an arms dealer in Thailand who sells weapons to the Burmese military. And that's all for today's reports, but you can subscribe to the channel and turn the notification bell to see us report on the latest stories all week. I hope that everyone stays safe, especially the people in large cities who, unlike me, do not have the luxury to just pick up and leave because of their work and life necessities that they need to tend to. So the best that I can do is to keep you all informed on the most important developments so that you can make decisions and take precautions accordingly. That's what we here strive to do at the Thaiger. Thank you very much for watching, and you're now up to date on the Thaiger. สวัสดีครับ